Okay, so welcome to the Movement Mastery Series Part 5, How to Control Voteless Hordes. Now, if you're new to the channel, or new to these videos, welcome. These Movement Mastery Series videos are designed to help you move in the most efficient way possible in certain scenarios and sometimes against specific factions without ever having to rely on a specific loadout or specific weapons. Now there will be some videos where I would say it's near impossible or it's just way too inconvenient without a specific piece of kit, but this video isn't one of those, okay? For this, how to control the voteless is, it doesn't matter what equipment you use, okay? It's not going to make that much of a difference, although obviously it will make your life easier. And I'm going to go over what I'm using right now, if you're curious. I'm using the CE74 Breaker Armor, which is reduced recoil by 30% if crouching or prone, and it gives me 2 extra grenades as well. I'm using the D16 Sickle, the one that doesn't overheat from a primary. I'm using the Ultimatum Grenade Pistol. For secondary, I'm using the Incendiary Grenades, Strafing Run, Autocannon, Machine Gun, Sentry, and Gatling Sentry. Anyway, let's go ahead with this video and show you how to control the voteless, because there's a difference between killing and controlling voteless. I think everyone can agree, voteless killing, really easy. There's a million ways to do it. The problem is not killing them. The problem is how to stop being swarmed by them unexpectedly, right? Because even you will run out of ammo or have to reload, and voteless by themselves are harmless, okay, practically speaking. They can't randomly one-shot you like hunters by swiping your head, right? They normally take at least 2 to 3, at least 3 hits to kill you, so you have plenty of leeway. The problem with the voteless is when the enemy or the devs throw everything else at you, the voteless become a force multiplier, whereas you want to stand and shoot, but the voteless are constantly swarming you and they can hit you from random directions, or what feels like random directions. So we're going to solve all of that right now. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so I'm checking the map, because as you know, I always tell you, check the map so you know where all the enemies are, because that's super important before you engage. Right, you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. Okay, so I'm going to throw down a sentry, and you might be wondering, isn't that a bit of an overkill? And yeah, you could call that, but let's pause for a minute, okay? You see the map, right? You see they're all spread out. Like, we can shoot them, but can you imagine how much effort, okay, compared to the sentry, would you have to spend to kill all of these guys? I imagine it might take half a minute, right? And if you didn't check your radar or your map, you would not have noticed all of these guys being attracted to noise. So if you're pointing over here, focusing there, and you're not watching the map, these guys will sneak around the corner and smack you in the face or swarm you, and you'd be like, where the hell did they come from? Okay, because I've had some players who have told me, why is it that it's easier to play bugs than squids, right? Because they're both horde factions, right? So why do I have so much more trouble with squids than bugs? Okay, now before I answer that question, I just want to quickly wrap that up. Instead of you focusing here, right, and trying to kill them all and spend a lot of time trying to aim and all that kind of stuff, because you won't be able to see where all they are. Maybe they're hiding behind some dumpster or some wall or a building, right? Let the sentry handle all of them so you can focus on other targets. Now the reason why some players will find killing or not being ambushed by bugs a lot easier than squids is because, think about it for a moment, what map are we on? We are on a city map where the squids fight more. The squids fight in cities more so than any other type of terrain. The bugs, you're mostly fighting in very like open terrain where you can see any bugs and all bugs within 100 to 150 meters by just turning the camera and looking around with your eyes. Because when we want to scan for threats, okay, like in real life, we turn our head, we look behind us, we look left, right, everywhere. If we can't see it, then it's pretty safe, right? But in the city, you can't do that, right? Like, have you heard of what is it, SWAT teams or whatever? Like how slow or how careful they are to clear buildings or cities, because every few meters could be an ambush or a trap. It's completely different to fighting on a desert or on a hill, where an ambush could be every mile compared to every city, where it's like every 10 meters, a new doorway, a new angle that you didn't see. That's why in the city, just like in real life, you cannot, like, ask any veteran this, okay? They'll tell you the same thing. Fighting in a city is a lot more intense than fighting in the hills, because every door could be a trap, right? So you can't rely on your naked eye vision, okay? You have to open the map. But the reason why people find it so much easier to not get swarmed by bugs is they just have to turn their camera to see where all the threats are. In the city, you can't do that. You're being blocked every 30 meters or 50 meters. So you have to bring up the map to see. The map is your eyes. You don't have the map brought up, you might as well run in blind with a blindfold against squids, because that's what it's like fighting. Okay? So anyway, let's keep going. Right, we've got a sentry dealing with all those enemies in the southwest. I'm just pinging because I want to know rough distance so I could make the point I just made. And I'm just fucking around with the voteless right now. Just because I want them bunched up a little bit more. But you see how they're all nicely bunched up. Okay, I'm going to throw a cinder grenade. Okay, so now, actually no, I'm going to let this play a little bit more. Okay, so you see how they're all bunched up, right? That's perfect. I've got an incendiary grenade that's going to cook them all, so I don't have to spend much of my primary ammo to kind of take them down in assistance, in addition to all that fire damage, right? It's so satisfying seeing that, right? So I throw an extra one just for insurance, even though I don't really need to, but that's how you can control and manipulate the voteless hordes, okay, into really, really easy positions for you. Okay, and again, I check the map like crazy, see where all the enemies are, because we can't rely on the naked eye vision, remember, right? Buildings are blocking you every 30 to 50 meters, so again, you rely on vision. And they're all spread out. I don't really fight them. I just do it to grab their attention so they all swarm, and when the swarm is big enough, I'll either use a strafing run, or a sentry, or the incendiary grenade, right? Or if I just want a position cleared because I can't be asked to fight them, I just throw in a sentry, so I can focus on other areas, right? I just want to attract attention, attract aggro, let them clear out an area. And when you do throw out a sentry, do remember that, let's just say that the sentry is going to deal with all the enemies on the left, okay? If there's one or two voteless over here, I want to clear them out myself before the sentry sees it and decides to shoot them and kill me. Okay, so be careful. Right, again, using the map because, let's see here. Like, I'm using the map again from here because, think about it. Your vision is impaired all the way over there. You can't see shit. You're not really focused here because you know there's 1 or 2 voteless. And you've got plenty of time. So, again, read the map. You know where roughly all the enemies are, and you can act accordingly. Right? Again, I can't see much. Over here, I can't remember what's here, so again, I can just swing the map if I want, but I also use the radar. Or map. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead this section a little bit, because it's not really important. Again, I'm using strafing run to lead my shots. Right, just so I got higher chance of, and quicker chance of just completing the objective. I'm running around. And again, one of the things also is engage at range. Don't rely on close-up engagements, because close-up engagements are a nightmare in the city. No one really wants close-up engagements. They want far away, because the closer you are in engagements, the more tunnel vision you have, the harder it is to see, and the less desire there is to check the map to see, am I getting swarmed? Because you're more likely to panic, you're more likely to rely on instinct the closer you are to the enemy to handle situations, right? And if you're tunnel visioned, guess what? You're not going to spot the voteless around the corner, or if you do, you can be like, oh shit, then you're going to run to a different building, oh crap, right? And you're going to run yourself into a horde that you cannot escape or handle in time, because you're not relying on your map, you're just relying on naked vision, which works against you because you can't see anything. Right, we see where all the enemies are, so we're going to throw down a sentry because it'll take too long to handle it ourselves, and we've got a whole mission ahead of us as well. So I'm just going to show a couple more examples of this, right, because I have said practically everything I want to say. So we keep going, we keep checking where all the voteless are and all the enemy squids. We're engaging at range, it's pretty quick. Okay, so we keep doing the same thing. Every time we destroy an object, we always want to check where is the map. On the map, where are the enemies? Because you can start to see their patterns of movement. You can see roughly where they're going to run towards to. Right? So I know they're going to run to your last position. Right? And I pulled out the... Oh, I also mentioned one thing. Don't run around with your sickle, because the number of times you'll run into an enemy Tesla tower is going to be out many, many times. So don't do what I did for most of that fight. Don't run around with just the sickle. Run around with whatever weapon's going to kill that enemy Tesla tower in the quickest way possible. Okay, so I know I'm pretty safe. I can stay out in the open a little bit, and I'm shooting and moving it into cover just in case, right? I missed something. So I think I've got the scout passive armor, but I really don't. I forget. This is a different passive. So I kill that very quickly because there's no enemies there, right? But that's basically it, right? Over here is another AA that I missed, but I'll finish this within 7 minutes, right? And I'll have 33 minutes left to just complete 1 secondary, 1 base, 2 base, and the objective. That is it. That's how fast, that's how easy you can manipulate and control the voteless horde so that they're always focusing on areas that don't include you, right? That's how you can easily get around objectives, complete objectives quickly without being swarmed. Okay, so let's sum it up again. Don't rely on naked eye vision when fighting in cities, which is the most popular terrain when fighting squids. Use the map, read it more often so you can see where to move and so on. Don't fight squids spread out, okay? Get their attention or throw a sentry, run around corners or areas where you can bottle them up and have them wrap around buildings so you can just throw a grenade and kill them quickly and easily, allowing your mind to focus on other threats or move to areas that you want to focus on, because no one really wants to get bogged down being unable to complete objectives on time as well. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, actually, if you're also wondering when am I going to upload the squid loadout video, I'm going to wait until the roster is updated, but in the meantime this should help. Okay, again, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.